To begin with, let us show the sample of what we expect as the error message. For example, if the first name, if the validation of the first name, fails, so we expect to have something like a span here. So we can write a text like first name must be valid. So we can have be like a style here and have a color red. So this is what we expect to be the error message. Let's check it on the browser. So we should be having something like this. So we need to set these error messages from the processor. Let us remove the message and set the messages from the processor. So we need to define a global array. So you have global, and this is $errors. So this should be an empty array. So you have array, so this is a global variable, and inside each of the validations you can set the messages. So this is validating if this is not name. You also need to validate if it is empty. So you have empty $name. So if this is empty or this is not matching this regular expression, in this case we need to set our error message. So you have errors to be set to something. But since you are using this function for first name and last name, we need to make some adjustments. For example, you can set the error message here, and also we can set the key here. The key should be the name. So for here you have something like this, $key equals to the error message. But since this is a global variable, before you use it you have to describe it as global. So you have global $errors. So you are setting this error message to this value. So the same thing should be applicable here. You have validate email address. So you can set the error message and probably the key. So you have, this should be global $errors, and here you can set the error message. You have errors with the key, the value is $error. So in both cases you have to remove the redirection code because we need to accumulate all the error messages before redirecting. So I think that is all. We have validate name, validate email is field. You also need to validate this. So in this case, you can also have the error message and also the field. So you need to define your global array and set the error message. $key equals to the error message. So you have something like this. You are missing a semicolon here. Okay, I think everything is done. So we need to apply the function here. We have only a single parameter here, but for validate name we have 3 parameters. So you can add the error string. In this case we have first name must be valid, and the key is first name. For the last name, you can have last name must be valid, and the key is last name. For the email address, you have similar thing. You can have email address must be valid, and the key is email. And lastly, for this you can write a message, please choose one, and the key is gender. So, and for processing the form, here you can check. You have to make reference to the global array before you do your checking. You have global errors. So if empty $errors, if this array is empty, it means all the fields are correctly validated. In that case, you can display this. Otherwise, you can redirect. So you have header, location, so you can redirect to index page. So before redirection, you can set, you have your error. So we need a way to pass this error message to this page so that we can display it in the index.html page.